Nestled in Pool, near Redruth in Cornwall, Heartlands is a site that beautifully blends heritage, culture and ambition. Built on the historic South Crofty tin mine's Robinson Shaft, this £35 million community-led regeneration project opened in 2012 with royal fanfare. But despite its vision and successes, Heartlands faced challenges that led to its eventual closure in early 2024. In this video, we'll explore the journey of Heartlands Cornwall from its remarkable transformation to its uncertain future. Midway between Camborne and Redruth, at Pool in Cornwall, Heartland was built on the closed site of Robinson Shaft of the South Crofty mine. South Crofty was first called Penhellick Veen when mined in the 1590s. It became South Real Crofty in 1854, finally becoming South Crofty Limited in July 1907. Initially, it was a shallow tin mine and then a copper mine. It eventually became a huge underground mine spanning nearly 4.5 kilometres across. The workings reached almost 3,000 feet in depth. The mine was worked for tin, arsenic and tungsten during the early 20th century, but by 1960 tin was the sole product. When it closed in 1998, it had been producing for 400 years of almost continuous work, and it still possesses significant reserves. In 1901, the sinking of Robinson's shaft began, followed by the construction of Robinson's pumping engine house by 1903. On March 6, 1998, South Crofty closed. This was due to the price of tin crashing a few years back in 1985. South Crofty was the last working tin mine in Cornwall. A few years later, it was decided to convert parts of South Crofty, namely the Robinson Shaft, into Heartlands. It began as a visionary effort to revitalise one of Cornwall's most neglected urban areas. With funding from the National Lottery, the European Union and Cornwall Council, it aimed to transform this 19-acre site into an inspiring cultural and recreational landscape. The project combined architectural innovation, community input and a focus on sustainability. The regeneration effort was spearheaded by Stride Treglone, who worked with a team of architects, conservation specialists and landscape designers. Together, they restored and repurposed the site's 10 existing Grade 2 listed mine buildings, creating a cohesive and interactive experience. The centrepiece being Robinson Shaft, where the pumping engine, last operational between 1903 and 1955, was meticulously preserved. One of the standout features was the Diaspora Gardens, designed by LUC landscape architects. These diverse gardens reflected the destinations of Cornish migrants throughout history, symbolising Cornwall's global connections. The Materials like tin, copper and bronze were used throughout the project to honour the site's mining heritage, blended with modern architectural elements. On July the 2nd, 2012, Heartlands was officially opened by the Duke and Duchess of Cornwall, now King Charles and Queen Camilla. As Cornwall's first free cultural playground and a gateway to the Cornwall and West Devon World Heritage Site, it aimed to inspire visitors and to boost the local community. In its early years, Heartlands exceeded expectations. It welcomed over 500,000 visitors. Its attractions included a museum interpreting Cornish mining history, a community centre, an adventure playground, where history met the beating heart, and even a soft play area for children. It also housed artist studios and affordable housing, aiming to create a vibrant and sustainable community hub. Heartlands is also a tale of extraordinary achievement. Stride Traglone's work on the project earned prestigious awards, including recognition from the RIBA and the Civic Trust. The restoration of the site not only met tight costs and environmental constraints, but also created a narrative that seamlessly merged Cornwall's mining past with contemporary needs. As Heartlands evolved, it became a venue for all sorts of annual events. There were fireworks shows, the fairgrounds visited, circuses visited. They had Geek Fest, which was a 2-day festival. It brought together superfans of films, comics, games and popular culture. It featured cosplay, live performances, movie props and traders with unique collectibles. There was regular meetings of clubs such as classic card groups. It became a popular venue for weddings and many music concerts, including in 2014 with artists which included UB40, the Boomtown Rats and Happy Mondays performing. Despite these early successes, Heartlands faced significant financial challenges, and by 2014, just 2 years from its creation, low visitor numbers and operational costs forced the site to reduce staff and adjust its business plan. These difficulties persisted until sadly this culminated in the closure of the Heartlands Trust in January 2024 after nearly 12 years.
Despite the hard work and dedication over many years of the Heartlands Trust, the registered charity that runs Heartlands in Pool, and the staff there, it has become clear that Heartlands is unable to continue to cover its operating costs, and facilities at the site will have to close. Despite its popularity, recent economic conditions have meant that utility costs have considerably increased and income from operations has decreased. All of the funding options currently available have now been exhausted, and Cornwall Council is not in a position to be able to step in and provide ongoing financial support for the current operation. It is currently envisaged that the cafe, soft play, and the conference centre and meeting rooms will close at the end of January. The Trust, of course, commits to refunding any deposits paid or tickets bought for future events that are cancelled. The Trust is keen that the site can continue to serve the local community, an objective that is shared with Cornwall Council, which owns the Heartlands site and leases it to the Trust. The council will maintain public access to the park and gardens and the registration service, and commercially let shops and offices will remain open. The Trust are proud of all that has been achieved at Heartlands in making it the much-loved and popular free community facility that it is today.
Funds fell short, their hands grew still.
Today, Heartlands is starting to look a little bit downtrodden. The evidence of dereliction is already there. Only a year into its closure, a lot of the information signs have been weathered to the extent that they have become unreadable, and the ones that haven't weathered badly have been covered in graffiti, in some cases rendering them completely unreadable. The adventure playground is starting to look tatty. There used to be a wooden engine on the front of this train, and I'm sure there was more than just one barrel in this area. I don't know if they've been sold off or just stolen. I shouldn't imagine this box is collecting much money these days. Some of the buildings in the main area have had their windows boarded over, and there's the odd sign here and there of vandalism. The gardens do seem to be tended, and apart from the vandalism and graffiti, seem to be fairly well kept, despite the odd sign of homelessness.
Your spirit lives, your memory keeps.
Despite the message put out by Heartland saying that the shops etc. could stay, it would appear they've all left. This is where they used to be. And the whole site just seems to have a general unkempt atmosphere to it. Nevertheless, Heartlands remains a symbol of resilience and ambition despite its closure. Its transformation from a derelict, heavily contaminated mining site into a vibrant cultural landmark highlights the power of community-led vision and innovative planning. What lies ahead for this iconic site, only time will tell. Although in one report that I read recently, it looks quite promising, where the council say they're considering taking it over, so we will have to wait and see.
BBC News Cornwall published 18th of March 2025. The National Trust and two charities say they are in discussions with Cornwall Council over the future of a mining heritage site. They said they wanted to look at how a sustainable future could be secured for Heartlands, an important cultural heritage and community site in Cornwall. The site in Pool, owned by Cornwall Council, has been closed since January 2024, and most of the businesses based there have left. The BBC understands the National Trust will meet on 25th March to discuss the viability of taking on a lease.
Well, once again, thank you for joining me as we uncovered the incredible story of Heartlands Cornwall. If you enjoyed the video, then please like and comment and maybe subscribe, and if you want to see any more of these, then don't forget to do the little bell thingy, and see you soon, hopefully, for more stories from Cornwall's rich heritage.
On the ashes of the old South fame, a dream was carved to ease the pain. Heartlands rose where miners toil, a haven born from Cornwall's soil. Echoes spoke of tin and stone, lives were built, calloused alone.